Hello, Anna. How are you today?
Hi, Marta. It's so lovely to meet you. I'm very well, thanks.
Likewise. It's such a joy to be able to meet all of you throughout the world. I've interviewed people from I don't know how many countries now, and it's just so exciting to listen to your stories. So, how
Mm.
about we start by sharing with our audience today who you are and where you are, and then we'll go from there.
Well, my name's Anna O Driscoll, and I live in Brisbane, Australia, in Queensland, in the sunny state. Yeah, and I'm a PSYCH-K
Okay,
facilitator.
wonderful. So, today you are in my future. You're like, I don't know how many hours ahead of me.
Yeah,
So
quite a
the
few, I think.
intention, yeah, the intention of these interviews is that we're sharing these so people get inspired. There are people who say, okay, I want to know more about Psyche and how this has um, influenced people's lives. And there are people watching who may not even know that they're ready for this. So the idea is that you share with us, where were you? How did you start all this journey of saying there, I don't know, there's got to be a better way, and we put out that kind of, I call it like a signal. And then Psyche reads that signal and finds it somehow. And then we integrate this and we do what each of us has done to be where we are today with Psyche. So
Mm.
how about we share how's that Anna's story?
Sure. Yeah. Well, I was on a journey of change or self-discovery and change, have been for some years. And I, of course, came to Bruce Lipton's book, The Biology of Belief. And in that book, I was very interested in the modalities to change the subconscious because I really felt that I had things in my subconscious that were not helping me. And I investigated a few of those, but I just kept coming back to Psych K. And I knew I've investigated it and found that there were workshops actually available in my city where I live in Brisbane, which was amazing to me. And I was actually working a job at the time. Things started to become a little bit chaotic there. I wasn't happy, and didn't even know if I could get leave to attend this workshop. But then these things happened, and I decided to resign. And within, not long after doing that, I just thought, oh, well, now I'm free. I can go and do that workshop. There was nothing stopping me. So I actually saw that as a positive outcome of leaving my job. And so I went along and did the basic workshop with Ian Spicer, and I loved it. I was like sitting there in amazement. I was so amazed at how simple and easy it was. How we could access our subconscious, how we could change things, and seeing the changes in some of the workshop participants was really amazing. And it just inspired me to want to know everything I could know about Psyche. So I went on and was then able to, this is in 2020, I was able to go on and do the Master Facilitation and Advanced Integration workshops that year, which was pretty special considering everything that happened that year. And then last year I was able to do the Health and Wellbeing program as well.
After all that, and finding this since the beginning and all this, where are you now? What's happened in your life
Mhm.
since then?
Lots of change in my life. The biggest thing that's happened to me is I really do feel a deep sense of inner peace. And it's just lovely having the knowledge that I have a tool. I can use it anytime, anywhere, and make changes for myself as new challenges and opportunities come up. I have had always been an anxious person since a small child. Now that you don't know at the time, but looking back, I can see it. I've been able to go back over my life, look at major events that were causing me subconscious stress and transform my perception of those. And of course, clearing all that stress out, um, it just gives you more clarity and of course more peace. But I also had chronic digestive issues that have been going on for years. And then it was through Psych K, I worked out that was really a signal of stress in my body, but it was constantly there. Like that's how stressed I was. And now I don't have that issue, but it's how my body tells me something's wrong.
Mhm,
And I can
mhm.
easily see it now and do something about it when that happens.
That is so
So yeah,
amazing.
you
I love
become
that.
much more aware of your own body, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And also, you also have awareness, because I do believe our thoughts, our feelings, our actions, everything contributes to what we're experiencing in life. So when something isn't how we want it, you can ask yourself, how have I contributed to this?
Yes.
And do
What am I
something
doing
about
to
that.
create this, and what do I
Yeah,
want instead?
exactly. That's exactly it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. So
Uh,
yeah, there's
Exciting, these
yeah,
stories. I love them.
yeah, another thing that I noticed that came about through stress and worked through with PSYCH-K was I was a person who was often late, and I was always stressed and hurrying when I was late.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And one of the amazing things that happened for me, or two amazing things happened in the core belief balance that I first did at the advanced workshop, was I worked out that I did not feel safe in the world. And I really believe that was my subconscious stopping me from getting out of the house by being late all the time. And it started as a very young
Fascinating.
child. Yeah, I
That's
had to
so
have
fascinating.
everything perfect before I left the house, as a small kid, like pigtails perfectly straight, socks had to be even, all that sort of
Mm-hmm.
thing. So you sort of see all that after you of
Mm-hmm.
course become whole brained about things too, where you get that clarity.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. I was a perfectionist.
Yeah, me
I,
too.
hmm
Takes a lot
Yeah.
of energy, doesn't it, to
Oh,
be
it's
a
exhausting.
perfectionist?
It's exhausting. Couple that with wanting to be in control of everything. So I tell people in
Yeah.
my workshops that I'm a control freak in recovery. So there you go.
Yeah, it's a good way to be
Okay,
though.
so
Mm.
mm, Anna, now you dedicate your full time to do psychic
Mm.
sessions. Is that correct?
Yes, I do. It's not what I intended to do when I went
Mm-hmm.
to a workshop. It was purely for myself.
Mm-hmm.
But even after the very first workshop, I just thought, wow, this is amazing. This is just too important not to share this with other people. And with working with people, what I've worked out is you just don't know what's underneath the surface for everyone. And what you see is, a lot of suffering that is unnecessary. And to be able to, witness the change in people when they let go of things. And people I've worked with have let go of things from 20, 30, 40, even 50 years ago that are still affecting them today. And I think, why? Why take that forward with you in life when you can change it? And you see the change. You see the change. It's a physical change in them, their face. I love watching it because it goes, they're sort of either anxious or a bit, trepidatious, wondering what's going to happen. They look a bit nervous. And then by the end of the session, they're just shining bright and happy and
Yeah,
calm, and and they can't
I
believe it
fully
either.
agree.
So,
Yeah, it's like
yeah,
they
and it's
arrive with their own little cloud raining on top of them, and then
yeah,
they're just
yeah, yes.
sunshine afterwards.
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
amazing. So it's yeah,
Okay.
I love being a PSYCH-K facilitator.
Yeah, so do I. So
Mm.
for those of you watching us, if anything that Anna just shared kind of stirred something in your soul, be curious, because
Mm.
there's a skepticism that stops you and says, oh, no, I'm not going to try it. And then there's a curious skeptical that says, maybe I can get some of what she's being able to do. So we're sharing Anna's information here, so you can reach out to her and have your psyche session and go from, I was very unsatisfied with life. So go to from that place of the problem and the victim and move to the place of shining sun and beautiful life. So that's the invitation. Thank you, Anna, for today, for sharing your story, and looking forward to knowing you someday, somehow in
Mm.
person.